Welcome to Talk Dementia Together, the podcast where we tackle one of our society's more daunting topics head on: dementia. I'm here to help you navigate through this landscape with warmth and clarity. Imagine for a moment noticing something different in someone you love. Maybe they've forgotten an appointment or they're repeating a story. How do you address that? When's the right time to talk about it? Today, we kick off the series with episode 1, Dementia 101, Why Talking Early Matters.
Absolutely. The word dementia can often feel heavy, and understandably so, but let's ease into it with some vital insights. Did you know that as of now, over 430,000 Australians are currently living with dementia? That's a staggering number. But the predictions are even more sobering. By 2050, that figure is expected to more than double. Moreover, dementia has become the leading cause of death in Australia, claiming around 17,500 lives each year. These are hard facts, but they also remind us that conversations about dementia are critical.
It's so important to contextualize dementia. It's not just one condition, it's an umbrella term that encompasses over 100 different diseases that impair memory, thinking, and daily functionality. The most common type is Alzheimer's disease, but there are others like vascular dementia, which happens due to issues with blood supply to the brain, frontotemporal dementia, which affects younger people, and Lewy body dementia, which can come with visual hallucinations and fluctuations in cognitive abilities. Understanding these distinctions is crucial in acknowledging that there are varying challenges and impacts depending on the specific type of dementia.
That's a great point. And here's an important takeaway. Most people will live between 4 to 8 years after being diagnosed, and sometimes much longer. This offers an opportunity, a timeline where early conversations about changes can make a transformative difference for everyone involved. Now, let's delve into the why of early conversations. There are 3 fundamental reasons.
Firstly, there's the element of diagnosis. When families come together to recognize changes and speak to a general practitioner, or GP, diagnoses happen sooner. Early diagnosis means access to medications that can slow the progression of the disease and the chance to plan for important matters like work, driving, and finances, while the individual can still function as part of those discussions. It's all about participation, isn't it?
Exactly. The second reason is support. When families begin the conversation early, they open up doors to a range of services: respite care, occupational therapy, and peer support groups, all of which can be pivotal before exhaustion sets in. Interestingly, caregivers who reach out and begin those discussions early report lower stress levels and improved well-being. It's not just about the person diagnosed, it's also about the caregivers.
And to round it out, the third reason relates to the relationship itself. Open discussions about the changes help maintain trust and closeness. The alternative is silence, and silence can breed worry, distance, and often crises that magnify unpredictability. Let me share a real-life example. Sarah noticed her mother was asking the same questions repeatedly. Instead of brushing it off, she chose to address it by saying, "Mom, I've noticed you've asked that a few times. Shall we chat to the doctor together?" That small act led to diagnosis, medication, and 3 amazing years of travel and planning, everything while her mom could still engage fully. This illustrates exactly how conversations can shape outcomes.
What a compelling story. It hits home how impactful simple communication can be. So let's normalize these conversations. It's perfectly okay to name those changes you're observing. You don't have to be a medical expert to open the door. Sometimes you just need the right prompts. Here are a few simple conversation starters. For instance, you might say, "I've noticed specific change, and I'm wondering if we should check it out together." Or perhaps, "Things feel different lately. Can we talk about what's happening?" And don't shy away from expressing love and care. "I love you, and I want to understand what you need right now."
Exactly. And remember, GPs are trained to handle these conversations. They won't be shocked. They may ask about memory, mood, or daily functions, and might suggest simple tests or referrals if necessary. No drama, just clarity and guidance. This easygoing approach helps everyone feel more at ease.
And this is the essence of our series, providing you with practical communication tools, sharing real-life stories from those living with dementia and their families, and guiding you on clear next steps. Each episode is structured to give you one evidence-based communication strategy, real-life examples of what works, and immediate resources you can act on.
What a fantastic mission. And let's take a moment to share this week's tip, which centers on communication during these delicate discussions. One question, one sentence, extra time. When talking to someone who might be experiencing cognitive changes, keep it simple and allow ample space for response. For example, you might ask, "Are you hungry?" and then pause and give them time to consider. It's about creating a safe, unhurried environment.
You've got it. And to add to that reminder, if today's episode resonated with you, or if you think someone in your circle could benefit from this information, share this podcast with one person who needs it. Next week, we're diving into how to find the right words, specific phrases and techniques that help reduce frustration for everyone involved in these conversations.
Before we wrap up, here are 3 quick things you can do right now. First, download our free First Conversation Guide at talkdementiatogether.com.au to help you prepare for those chats. Second, if you need immediate support, call Dementia Australia's helpline at 1-800-100-500. And lastly, text Dementia to shortcode for weekly communication tips delivered directly to you.
Talking early truly does matter. It opens doors, lays down foundations for better care, and most importantly, it fortifies our relationships with those we cherish. Thank you for being part of this vital conversation. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you leave today feeling more equipped to engage in those necessary conversations. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.